Hey, good evening, everybody. Your boy Johnny Sober here. Yeah, so have a kind of a cool story to share. um, there's been a gentleman within the community I live in. He's been on me to join the Knights of Columbus for the last couple of years, and he's relentless. And today I finally realized it's honestly it's got to be the Lord. It can't be just him. Like he something. He said it he said it himself. He said, I don't know what it is, but the Lord's telling me that you need to join the Knights of Columbus and take part in these charitable donations and the fundraising and be a part of this movement. He's like, Johnny, what we do is fantastic. It's so uplifting. It's great. We volunteer at the soup kitchen. We donate our time. We put in service, and we raise money for those less fortunate. He's like, you can't go wrong doing something like this, and I think you would be a perfect advocate, perfect knight. So I said to him, I said, listen, Bernard, I shouldn't have said his name, sorry. I'm going to have to peep that out. But anyway, I said, listen, B, I think you got the wrong guy. I came clean to him. I said, you know, uh, it's not the best time for me. I'm actually booked in to go to treatment. I'm going to treatment on October the 15th. I'm going to go get some help for alcohol and addiction. And first thing he said, he said, where are you going? I told him the establishment I'm going to. He's like, been there, done that. He's like, so and so went, and I was like, oh my goodness. He's like, yeah. He's like, you'd be surprised at the people that have turned their lives over and that have been in your situation, and then they're now on the council. And I said, well, that's great, B, but to be fair, like, it's just not for me right now. But maybe when I get out, again, I spent 2 months there, so. But let me tell you, while I was in there, he messaged me every day. Beautiful, beautiful prayers, uplifting quotes, things like that. And I remember thinking to myself, what a great man. Like honestly, he really does care. He really, this guy really, really does care. Like, I'm telling you, I tell you, every day, he messaged me. So finally, I got out, and he contacted me. Sure enough, he knew the exact date I was getting out, and he contacted me, and he said, "Listen, look, for your personal profession, for my livelihood, what I do, he's like, I have something for you. I'm gonna need your help." I said, "No problem." So that was the first thing. I went and I helped him, and you know, and it's at a time where I really need it too. I mean, like, I took a few months off of work, and I still have a family to feed. So, I was very, very grateful that he thought of me, uh, particularly because he knew everything that I was going through. I mean, yeah, that was a big deal. It really touched me. Um, but then he said, "Listen," he said, "tonight we have a general meeting. It's actually the first meeting of the new year. And I just want you to come out and see if this is something that you want to do. See if this is something that might interest you." I said, "You know what, B?" I said, "You got it." I figured I owed him that much. So, so I went. And I've never been a part of something like this before, but they were really organized. I mean, when I got in there, they have a grand night, the deputy minister, the past grand night, the secretary, the treasurer, some finance manager officer. Then they got the recorder and all these other positions, and they literally got plaques in front of their names, and they got medals around their necks and everything. I was like, whoa, this is kind of cool. Actually, my first impression was like, wow, this is pretty cool. They had everything set up, and it was. And then there was about 30 guys there. So I said, I'll just listen in. Well, B gets up, and he's like, Knights, I want to welcome the newest member of the Knights of Columbus, Johnny sober, and 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 they all look and they're like, Johnny, why don't you stand up? So I stand up, and they're all clapping, and I'm like, wow, this is this is crazy. I'm like, I thought I was just checking it out, but so anyways, needless to say, I joined the Knights of Columbus tonight, and it's mind you, it's my first night. So then one of the former life director for the Knights of Columbus, he gets up and he's like, listen, Knights, regretfully have to resign from the life director position. My parents aren't feeling the best. I'm gonna have to move back home away from this community, and I'm no longer going to be able to take on the responsibilities of the life director. So the Grand Knight gets up and he's like, well, if only we had someone else who was young and who could really kind of take this on. And, and I was the only young guy there. So they all look around and they're like, and I'm like, Johnny, you know, what do you think? I'm like, I get up, I'm like, sure. He's like, so it's settled. Johnny's the new life director. He hits the comes down. Oh my gosh, I forget what they call this thing, the gravel or whatever it's called. Anyways, he just hits the paddle, and I don't know why I'm drawing a brain fart on that, but anyway, so yeah, this is the path I'm on, but like it's just unbelievable, you know. Throughout this documentary, I'm going to be talking to you about my journey, the steps that I'm going through, and I'm going to shed light on those steps. But it just so happens that I'm on the third step. Without singling out one program, I'm just going to give you it's pretty much like turning my will over to the care of God and letting Him steer my ship. Because obviously, when I was doing it, it was like the Titanic, right? Like it was just a big time failure. But yeah, there was a moment in that meeting where, like, I just knew that was exactly where I was supposed to be. I knew it. I felt it. And listen, it went from me checking it out to being now the newest member of the Knights of Columbus, the director of the life director, and whatever responsibilities come with that. I'm going to get briefed on that this weekend. But yeah, I didn't plan this. I didn't wake up this morning and say that, you know, I'm going to join the Knights of Columbus and that I'm going to be the life director. But I guess this is what that means. I'm living proof right now. I'm living this thing, and I can't wait to actually really get into the nitty gritty with you, and talk to you a little bit about my journey. And again, you know, my hope is to grow the platform so I can have an audience to engage and we can have great conversations. But yeah, you know, if you and also I would love for you to ask questions too, and if there's something that comes up or a reoccurring theme that I can touch on, I'd be more than happy to do that. I mean, this is what it's all about. But yeah, I'm still putting the pieces of this mystery puzzle together, and you know, I'm enjoying it today. I'm enjoying it, and you know, I think I said this before. Like, you know, in early recovery, it can get really, really boring because it's very repetitive. But every once in a while, you'll have days like I had today, and it was extremely refreshing. So, anyhow, I really appreciate you all for tuning in.